My goodness gracious, man, this map is so freaking beautiful. What is good, Squid Gang? Once again, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, Squid is very happy because he gets to wake up and do probably the third most relaxing grind in the Hunter Call of the Wild, which is the pheasant grind. I mean, 6 a.m. in the fields of Selswiesen Park with the sunrise, there's not much anything better than that besides the wild boar grind and the black bear grind, in my personal opinion. I know I kind of say that about every Great One grind, but you know what? I may or may not have a minor obsession with this game. And if you're watching this video, I'm pretty freaking sure you do too. So in this video, what I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do is how to set up and spawn your pheasant Great One. Now, this is in fact the easiest Great One grind in the entire game. All you're going to need for this is the Cacciatore 12 gauge, probably the 22 if you want it, and of course the beautiful map of Selswiesen Park. The method that I'm going to be teaching you guys today is called the 10 zone method. It is extremely simple. Oh, and also you're going to need the DLC that the layout blinds are in, because those are going to be utilized in today's video, and obviously you're going to need at least 10 tents. So without further ado, guys, Happy New Year, welcome to 2026, man. This is the first Call of the Wild video that I'm recording in 2026. It's January 2nd as of recording this. Let's make 2026 an amazing year, 50k by the end of it. Hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, and wasting no more of your time, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, my friendjamin, so the very first step of the pheasant Great One grind is going to be to pick a feed time. Now, for this method, I'm probably going to say the 6 o'clock feed time quite a lot, because that's the feed time that I would suggest to you. In my opinion, it works the best. There's nothing better than, you know, a sunrise for just general scenery, because obviously you're going to be doing this grind for quite some time. So you want to look at some beautiful scenery whilst doing it. I would suggest to you that you choose the 4 to 8 feed time and you set it to about 5:30, 6 o'clock. The very first thing that you're going to need to do is run around the map and find 10 flock zones. Now, we're going to talk about the difference between a solo zone and a flock zone here in just a second. But when you find one of those 10 zones, all you're going to want to do is place down a tent nearby to basically mark the zone. You don't got to worry about setting up right now, you just want to find 10 of them. Now, a solo zone is a zone with one singular pheasant. This can be one singular female, or it's a zone with only males or one singular male. So if there's only males and no females, that is a solo zone. Do not set up on that zone. You want to set up on a zone with males and females, roosters and hens, however you want to say it. And you want to set up on at least 10 of them. Now, if you look at my map, yes, I am set up on more than 10 zones, but I started with 10 and I spawned my first Great One on 10. And over time, I just kind of, you know, found a little bit more, and I believe I do have the 16 tent limit, so I'm probably set up on 16 zones in total. It is possible there's pheasant zones absolutely everywhere in this map. And then once you find your 10 zones, again with roosters and hens in them, you want to make sure they're flock zones, not solo zones. We're going to talk about exactly how you need to set up here in just a second. Probably going to give you 2 ways to set up, depending on the type of player that you are. They're both extremely easy. Again, this is in fact the easiest Great One grind in the entire game. Alright guys, so getting set up. We're going to use, let's go with this zone here as an example. As you can see, I have a zone right here that I found. I have a tent here, and I have a layout blind right in front of that tent. A waterfowl blind is actually the name of it. I think it's in the Duck and Cover DLC. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I'll try to overlay it on screen. What you're going to want to do to figure out exactly where you want to place your tent, because obviously we're spawning in right on top of them. We don't got to place it 250 away and the tripod criteria and whatnot. What you're going to want to do is simply jump to the tent that you use to mark that zone a couple times. Now, we're going to do this one time because I already know what's going to happen here. But what you're going to want to do when you're spawning in, what you're going to want to be looking for is what direction your pheasants fly in most of the time. Which is exactly why you want to do this several times. Because sometimes they might fly in a direction one time, and then their pathing will go back to normal, and they'll fly in the same direction every time. Now, my pheasants usually fly in that direction. As you can see, there they go. So realistically, it would be more efficient for me to have my tent right in their path down there, so that way they fly right over me and I can just look up and blast them. But every once in a blue moon, they do kind of fly a little bit more in that direction as well, which would kind of make them go over me. So I prefer to just 0 to 50 meters and take the longer shot, because every once in a while they'll also fly that way. You know, it's not going to be the same every time, but I'd say 90% of the time they do fly in that general direction, northeast exactly. Obviously, the animals in Call of the Wild use AI to determine their pathing. A lot of the time, they will choose the same path, That's why if you find a trophy on your map, if you go back to the same general area, chances are you'll find it again. But, I mean, it is AI. It's AI from 2017, so it picks and chooses where it wants to go. There is some randomness to it. So the goal here is to get your tent and layout blind in the exact direction that they're flying in, at least most of the time, so that way they fly directly over you. That'll make shooting them with a shotgun much easier out of the air. And that, my friends, is literally it. That's the Pheasant Great One grind. Congratulations. All you gotta do is pick a minimum of 10 zones, set up like this, and start shooting. Now sometimes I will set it to 7 AM because I find a lot of these zones aren't spawned in. So once you get set up and you're good at, rotating through nice and quick, set it to 7. It'll help you, give you an hour. Now I did say I'm going to teach you one other way to get set up. There is in fact one other way to. So if you're not very good at using the shotgun, which I would suggest that you try it, I've had a lot of people tell me it's impossible, they'll never get good at it, especially on controller. I played on PlayStation for 7 of the 8 years I've been playing this game. In fact, I was playing on PlayStation when this grind came out, and I shot a lot of pheasants with no issue. It's just a matter of getting used to shooting birds out of the air with a shotgun. It's something new, it's going to be difficult right off the bat. But once you get the hang of it, you just got to get the hang of leading the shot, understanding how a shotgun works, how many projectiles it really shoots out. Like, it's a wide radius. You just got to get a couple of those pellets to hit them. But I mean, some people really just honestly do not have the reaction time. If that's the case for you, here's exactly what you want to do. So there's a feed zone here. We're going to waypoint that. So we're just going to have to play pretend here because I don't have any tents left because I'm set up with the map limit. But I'll still be very, very specific. What you're going to want to do is drop a waypoint on your feed zone. You're going to want to run about 164 meters away. And the reason you want to run up to 164 is because at 160 meters, roughly 150, somewhere's around there, all animals in Call of the Wild will start to hear you moving. And obviously you don't want that because you're going to want to be able to run from your fast travel point into your tripod. So yes, you are using a tripod here just like any other grind. You can drop your tripod down here, about 168 meters away, and then you can shoot them with a 22 mag, which will be much easier, just the normal 22. 0 to 150, aim perfectly normally, maybe a little bit high on them, you'll get used to it. It'll be much easier than shooting them with the shotgun either way. But mind you, you're not going to get any trophy score for any of the ones that you shoot on the ground with a 22, because you have to shoot them in the air to get full credit. So if you spawn a level 3 or a rare, don't shoot it with the 22, shoot it with a shotgun. And then as for your tent, all you want to do is run up to a minimum of 250 meters. I say 250 because about 230, 220, somewhere around there, the animals will hear you spawn in from the tent, and you don't want to spook them, obviously. So I'd recommend that you place your tent somewhere in between 230 and 250. I mean, 260 works, 270 works. This right here, if this were my grind, I'm about 240. I'd place my tent right here. And then other than that, the only other tent you might need at one of these zones is a claim tent. But if you want to set up on 10 zones, which you need to do for this method to work, I would suggest not using claim tents. Because if you set up on 8 zones, it's going to require you to use 2 tents at each zone. If you don't know what a claim tent is, this tent here is a perfect example. So like I said, we placed our tripod, placed our tent, I just fast traveled in. I'm hopping up into my tripod here, I'll even shoot the 22 to give you guys a demonstration. Look at that, 10 fabled. Wipe them right off the face of the earth. So instead of running all the way over there, a claim tent is simply just the tent you place on top of any given zone, so you can fast travel over there and claim your harvests, instead of running all the way over, which does take time. But with the pheasant grind, I would suggest not using claim tents, so that way you can use your tents to set up on more zones. Because obviously this grind does not require you to find any need zones. All you gotta do is find your 10 zones at a minimum, set up, and start shooting. It's literally that simple. And we rolled them, nice. As for herd management, would not suggest it. I've spawned like 100 pheasant diamonds and 2 great ones, and I've only shot about roughly 4,000 pheasants. I don't know why, I just barely ever come out to this grind anymore at the live streams. I would like to, I love the grind, it's super fun. But it's just I've been focusing so much on my bear grind, which I'm 13,000 kills into, and grinds like the wild boar, that I really just haven't made time for the pheasants. It's a W grind, man. It's strong, strong, strong suggestion if you've never tried it. The plumage for the great one pheasants are absolutely stunning. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to talk about. There's quite literally no HM, or flock management, I guess you'd say. It's literally just pick 10 zones, set up either with a tent and a layout blind, in the direction of which they fly most of the time, which you can find out by fast traveling there a couple times, and start shooting the males. That's literally it. I guess if there was anything else I'd need to say is don't shoot the females, or at least try not to. You might hit them every once in a while on accident. Only shoot the males. You don't really got to worry about which level males to shoot. Just shoot the males out of those 10 zones. I spawned my first great one and a bunch of diamonds out of my 10 zone setup. Now I have, I think, 16. I've just found more over time running the map. Probably casual hunting or something, and I was like, oh, there's another pheasant zone here. Drop a tent, drop a layout blind, good to go. Extra zone, more respawns, right? The more males you shoot per hour, the more males get that chance of coming back as a great one, you know? But hey, if you guys found this guide helpful, please let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is very, very much appreciated. And it does help out an absolute crap ton with the YouTube algorithms. We've grown so much last year. Our goal, like I said at the beginning of the video, is 50K by the end of 2026. Hopefully we can make it. I think we're going to. There's no ifs or buts about it. Smoke this pheasant just to wrap up the video. Thank you guys all so much for an amazing year in 2025. I'm going to keep making the Great One guides. I'm pretty sure moose, fallow, red fox, and tar are the only ones we have left. So yeah, in case you guys didn't know, I've made an updated Great One guide for pretty much every species. Strong suggestion, go check them out. You can find them on my YouTube channel homepage in the updated Great One Grinds playlist. As always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Outdoors, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my gamers.